Well, good morning, FME friends, and welcome to day 4 of the 12 Days of FME. I'm just going to give you a little overview of what's going on today, some of the things that have been updated, and we'll talk about the gameplay and some of the functionality behind it, because I've had a few questions on the forums. In particular, I'm going to look at how Oxygen works and how it relates to the automatic commands that we issue every 12 hours. So let's have a talk about some of those things. So first things first, I've added a new item on here. You may have noticed, changelog. If you click on that, it'll just tell you all of the things that I've changed or edited or done something to during the contest. I'm not really trying to make a lot of changes here, but just little improvements, things that didn't come up in the testing because we didn't have 300 people playing in the testing phase. So, for example, the records table, there's the countries overflown report. It just showed the top 5 balloons. Well, now I've updated it to show 10 instead of 5 because when I checked, there was like a 7-way tie at the top of that table, and then it became a 9-way tie, and I'm not sure what it is now. So I wanted to show a few more users on there. And the map styling as well. I updated that because I was getting fed up of the solid objects representing the balloons and not being able to see through them. So now they're transparent or semi-transparent by default, but solid when highlighted, when they were the other way around before. So I basically did a few tweaks to the map just to make it look a little bit better. And we'll have a look at that shortly. But yeah, any changes I make, which won't be that many, I can assure you, will be listed here. But if you do have anything you'd like improving, do let me know, and I'll see if I can do that. Let's have a look at the records and see where we are in terms of what's going on. I wanted to scroll down because I talked yesterday about the number of countries we covered, and I'd said, oh, we haven't covered, I don't know, Serbia and Slovakia and places like that. And since then, well, we have. So we've had balloons fly over just about every country in Europe, I think. The big ones that are missing right now are Republic of Ireland. Nobody's flown over there. Nobody's flown over Portugal. I think that's North Macedonia down there in that gap. And that would be Georgia. Yes, that'd be Georgia, because that's Azerbaijan and Armenia. Yeah, so that's Georgia. So 4 European countries we haven't covered yet, or big European countries. There's still a few smaller ones that I don't think we're going to have overflies. San Marino, the Vatican City, they're 2 of the main ones. The other one will be Malta down here, which we haven't flown over yet, which is shocking considering the number of balloons that flew down over that area. So yeah, it's 2 or 3 small ones that I don't expect. But yeah, maybe we'll get these countries picked up at some point. And we're still waiting for the first balloon to cross into North America. I thought we might have one, but no. So I suspect the ones going east will cross the date line first and get there. We'll see. But yeah, I'm like, wow, that is so many different countries we've flown over. We must be have balloons going all over the place. So I'll have a look at the map in a second. More from GIS Wizards. Like, I'm so impressed. 15 airports you've overflown now. That is incredible. And it's not like well, I don't think you're trying to pick them up on purpose. You just seem to have this knack of flying in that direction. So yeah, that's quite incredible. Brussels Airport is the most overflown. I wouldn't have guessed that before the start. The close shaves, I think something's going wrong, or either was wrong or has gone wrong now with that calculation. I think it might have been wrong yesterday when I talked about it, because 0.2 of a meter, I think, didn't seem right. So I'm going to look into it anyway, but I think it's working better now. But I'm going to check it. I'm not sure. Luckily, that's not a prize category, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Let's see, what else have we got? Yeah, so we've picked up all these countries, and a lot of people are scoring points for being the first to fly over them. Oh, since I last looked, we've picked up India and Turkmenistan as well, which I don't think we'd done before. We got a new country in Africa, Mali, so that is quite incredible. Like the range of all of these countries we've gone over now. Let's see. Yeah, I had to expand this list to 10 people because there were so many ties, but now Community Cats is up there and leading 16 countries. That is pretty impressive. So well done for that. Let's see. Distance records, GIS Wizards, Community Cats are up there as well. GSRI, they're the top speed so far, 281 kilometers an hour. That's quite incredible. But yeah, you can see the people who are winning on the speed are not necessarily the same ones who are doing the distance or the overflies. Let's have a look at the current weather patterns, which I think are pretty much the same as yesterday. Yeah, it's still got this strong wind sweeping down over Britain and down through Europe, then cutting across to the east over Afghanistan, Pakistan, China. Like, wow, once you get to here, the speed of those winds is actually absolutely incredible. 350 kilometers an hour. So if we've got people coming over India, we must still have balloons in this jet stream that, I mean, keeping in that, you could be halfway across the Pacific in a day or two. That would be just incredible. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, and if you went north, well, there's not such great news there, I guess. It's you're coming down over Russia. I see. We'll have a look, but I noticed a couple of balloons coming over Russia over here, which is great. You don't quite pick up as many countries that way, but I see that it's sort of going to bring you down and hopefully into this same jet stream. So maybe that'll help speed you along. Excuse me. Yeah, let me refresh my balloon page, well, just so we can have a look at the map. Oops, where are we? Other balloons. I like to look at airports as well, just to see where everyone is and if they've run over any airports or not. Wow, yeah, plenty of people. That balloon still came down the coast of Greenland and then just went around Iceland. So, I mean, that's got to be annoying. A lot of balloons are probably stuck up here, even at high altitudes. I don't think the winds are that strong up there, so it's probably not doing a lot for you if you're stuck up there. But yeah, all of this bunch coming down over Russia. Hopefully you'll join up with the jet stream, and then down here, yeah, who's this leading the way? That is, well, it's more from GIS Wizards. That's incredible. Like, gone so far, but yeah, picked up so many airports on the way, like wherever that one is, and yeah, so yeah, but a dozen or so people got really lucky coming down over Africa, picked up the jet stream, and yeah, and some other folk are now as well. It's a bit slower, so yeah, incredible stuff. Yeah, great to see. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the oxygen supply, because somebody asked about that yesterday. Is it renewable, which it's not? And why do you lose oxygen whenever you, remember yesterday I said there's like a 12-hour window. So what we do is we simulate 12 hours of data in advance. And so that's why we have an automatic command every 12 hours, because we don't want to simulate like 2 weeks in advance. And then by the end of that 2 weeks, where your balloon's flying bears no relation to what the actual weather is. So this is why we do a command every 12 hours, just to make sure we're up to date with the weather. And so every time one of those automatic commands happens and you're above 5,000 meters, you're going to use another unit of oxygen. And you also use a unit of oxygen whenever you issue a command that takes you from below 5,000 meters up to above 5,000 meters. So there are strategies that you can do to help with that, because I mean that makes it obvious that the most a unit of oxygen lasts could be like 12 hours. The least it could last is, well, just a few minutes. If you went up from like 4,000 to 6,000 to 4 to 6 to 4 to 6 every 15 minutes or so, you'd be using a unit of oxygen every time. So, I mean, maybe it's not realistic, but that's just how the game works. It's a game, it's not realism. But I will say that that is in the help, and this is why you might want to go and read the help option, the help document, because it talks about oxygen strategies. Yeah, so the longest unit of oxygen can last is 12 hours from one auto command to the next. Issue your manual commands to descend below 5,000 meters just before the next automatic command, because otherwise, if you just do it just after, you may have used up an extra oxygen for that small amount. And the same thing, if you're going to ascend above 5,000 meters, do that just after your auto command, I guess, because that'll save you a unit as well. I don't know if it talks about that in more details here. Yeah, oxygen usage. Yeah, when you run out of oxygen, you'll come down below 5,000 meters and you won't be allowed to go above it again. So there's that. But yeah, you have to, but it's in the help for sure. You need to be aware of when a unit of oxygen is used up and just strategize to make the best use of it. So there is that. So that's how the oxygen works. And you've got 10 units, so that could theoretically be 5 days worth of high flying. So again, you have to make sure you're using it at the right time, which, to be honest, I think the right time is now. If we look at the status report, we should be able to see who's got what left. So some team like Canuck has only got 2 units left, so that's only a day's worth. Oh, Loon is completely out of oxygen. That's quite impressive. They must have been flying at a high altitude and maybe come down, maybe issued some commands when they were just at the wrong time. I think most people have still got a fair amount left. There's a couple of people with 2. I'd love to know how much some of the leaders have got left, but I'm not going to go searching for them in here. But yeah, a lot of people have got 10 left. I suspect those might be the people who have just set their balloon to fly off and forget about it. Yeah, so let's stop browsing through that. Let's have a look at the leaderboard and see where we are with that. So community cats, wow, top of the list now. Just because I think of the 17 countries they've got. I thought it was 16 a minute ago, so maybe they picked up another one in that last 2 minutes that we were talking. Yeah, they've overtaken Cloud Chaser. I think it's all those countries that have done it for them. So that's very exciting to see. GeoLeo up to 3rd. Nika Tenzing, is it Nika Tenzing? Yeah, dropped down a little bit. Bombastic Ballooneers from Canada. They're up to 7th place. So yeah, so I mean, I know there's like a 30 or 40 point gap, but I don't think it's necessarily always a big gap, especially if, say, community cats have used all their oxygen up. So yeah, don't give up if you're further down the list. I don't know how far down the list I would say before you don't give up, but how many people have we got now? 288. Okay, that's a brand new team, so they'll get launched in the next. Well, if they don't do it manually, in the next. What are we looking at? 6 hours time, I guess. Yeah, so 288 teams. Congratulations if you're in the top 100. I'd say that's pretty amazing. If you're in the top 25, top 10, wow, you're doing really well. There's your GIS Wizards. See, if they hadn't lost 75 points to the airport, they'd be in the lead by a mile. But that's what happens, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I guess the important thing was the oxygen commands, or not the commands, the altitude commands and how it affects your oxygen. And yeah, you want to be aware of those. Yeah, I'm going to see, did anyone reach up there? Somebody just, yeah, they just registered, look. And those folks just got a new high speed. Lots of Meridian events, I guess. And a lot of people covering new countries as well. Czechia, Egypt, Iran. Wow. Lots and lots of places there. Romania. So yeah, keep on ballooning. Keep looking at the weather. Keep trying to do what you can to steer yourself into fast weather or fast winds or more countries, whichever your technique is, and try and avoid those airports. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do another recap. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe on Monday. Maybe one over the weekend. I'll keep an eye on over the weekend. And if you do have any questions or comments, do look in the community forums. Oops, that's the home button I wanted. There should be, yeah, there's oh, there's a blog about the event. Great, that's good, like that. And yeah, there's the 12 Days of FME forum. So if you've got any comments, just add them to the daily recap video or something like that. And yeah, we'll answer the questions as best we can. So it's great to see so many comments and so many people sitting up and watching the weather and things like that. Anyway, I'll stop talking now. Have a great day, and yeah, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Okay, bye.